I've had a bit of a change in my life recently. I'm not blowing up in anger at the kids in front of me anymore, even when they're being a pain. These days in my classroom, I don't get as mad as I used to when the kids misbehave or don't listen. There's a few important lessons I've learned that I think have a lot to do with this change. For starters, I've been influenced by the concept of dependent origination in Buddhism. Basically, I've come to understand that everything we do comes from a ton of different interactions. Seeing things this way, it just doesn't make sense to criticize the kids' actions. It won't solve anything. Next, I've also learned that in everyday life, there's a third dimension that doesn't fit neatly into the categories of doer and receiver. I mean, everything that happens in the classroom, it's probably more about this third dimension, right? In other words, life, including what happens in our classrooms, isn't as simple as I do something, then something happens to me. It's more complex than that. It reminds me a lot of the philosopher Spinoza's way of thinking. Spinoza teaches us that things aren't just a straight line of cause and effect, but a complex web of tons of different factors. Lastly, I've learned about systemic thinking, which has helped me see how important it is to look at the big picture. Here, I like to use the iceberg analogy. What we can see of an iceberg from the surface is backed up by what's beneath the water and the beliefs and values that created that structure. When we understand the structures and beliefs behind what we're seeing, we can find better solutions. All these lessons have made me realize just how much I was focusing on and getting caught up in the kids' problem behavior. Looking back, I was just like someone shouting at the high waves in the sea. Totally ridiculous. So now, even when the kids mess up or say rude things, I understand that rather than simply criticizing their actions, I need a deeper understanding of the whole picture. This shift in perspective led to my little change. I think this is just the start of a bigger shift, and even if I slip back into old habits, I want to remember this starting point and find my way back.